Hey, what is up? What is up? NV gang, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Um this was a disappointing game for me. It shows that the Pelicans, you can't keep doing the same thing and expect a different result. So now the Pelicans are on a 3-game losing streak and the Charlotte Hornets win again. The Charlotte Hornets coming in being below 500. And with this Ball Brother showdown between LaMelo and Lonzo, to me, this is crazy. Like, this is like super crazy to me because it's like, what's going on here? What exactly is going on here, Lonzo? Lonzo, you had against in a national televised game, you had 5 points, 2 rebounds, and 3 assists against the showdown against your brother. How? How? I just want to know how. Lonzo, what's going on here? Um, JR says Lonzo so passive. That's completely true. Lonzo, what's going on, bro? Lonzo, why are you so passive? This is a game against your brother on national TV. How do you score 5 points, 2 rebounds, and you have 3 assists, bro? How? Meanwhile, LaMelo coming off the bench. Mind you, LaMelo was coming off the bench. 12 points, 11 rebounds, 9 assists. LaMelo nearly had a triple-double. Lonzo, you're my favorite player, but how? How? I just don't get it. I just don't get it. It's crazy to me because Lonzo is my favorite player. Let's go to the stats here. So the Hornets win 118-110 against the New Orleans Pelicans. What in the world? Like, I don't even know at this point. The bench for one is horrible. The bench is trash. Number one, he keeps doing this lineup with Eric Bledsoe, Josh Hart, Zion Williamson, and like Jackson Hayes or Melly or whatever the case is. Listen, either Lonzo Ball or Brandon Ingram needs to be with the bench at all times. It's not working, Stan Van Gundy. It's not working. We keep losing these close games to subpar teams. We lost against the Pacers. That's a team we should have won against. We lost against the Thunder. That's a team we should have won against. And now we're losing against the Hornets, another team we should have won against. What in the world is going on, man? What in the world is going on? JR says, man had so many times when he could have taken a layup on Grimm, but just kicks it out instead. Why? Why? Like, I can't. Like, you can't make it up at this point. You honestly can't make it up at this point. Running back to 2021 says, damn, bro. Damn is right. Damn is right. Because on paper, the Pelicans are a better team than the Charlotte Hornets. The Charlotte Hornets' best player is who? Gordon washed up Hayward. Second best is Terry Rozier. And then what? Maybe LaMelo? Maybe maybe Devontae Graham. Like, it's so for them to keep losing, it's hard. And for Lonzo to keep putting up his stats, how's your younger brother already outshining you, bro? Already. Mind you, Lonzo is my favorite player, and I was one of the few people that wasn't hopping on the LaMelo train. Oh, LaMelo's already better than Lonzo. Oh, LaMelo's the best ball brother. I was still saying, yeah, like, yes, LaMelo is better than Lonzo his first year, but Lonzo's still a better basketball player than LaMelo. But at this point, I'm close to being done because Lonzo's my favorite player. But when he plays like this, when he plays soft, when he plays passive, nah. Again, running back 2021 says Lonzo my favorite player too, but he's so passive for no reason. Lonzo, you want to still be in the league? I thought you wanted to win most improved player. How are you going to win most improved player by playing soft? You're playing too soft, Lonzo. Darren Will Rise says he is too passive. I'm about to be done soon, or I'm about done soon. Bro, me too. Me too. I'm about to be done too, because this is crazy. Lonzo, how do you score what? You scored. Matter of fact, well, Lonzo, you scored you scored 5 points, bro, on a nationally televised game. On a nationally televised game, you scored 5 points, 2 rebounds, and 3 assists. I can't make this up. These are Lonzo stats right here. 5 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds, and he played 37 minutes. You know what's crazy? Lonzo played more than any other starter on the Pelicans, and he averaged 5 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds. Even the announcers, Van Gundy's brother, was saying the same thing. You would have thought lay show. Lonzo should have bring it against his brother. I thought so too. I thought so as well. You're not alone. I thought so as well. We got Breonna Grant, a frequent person on the channel. Laskadaisical as hell. What's going on? Miss Grant, I would love to know that as well. You're not alone. I would love to know why Lonzo is being passive, lackadaisical, unmotivated. He's letting his brother outshine him. How? Run it back 2021. He can tweet out to post the stats and then do this. I 100% agree with you, bro. 100% agree with you. When he played like trash in the bubble, didn't he say, oh, post my stats next season? Lonzo, these are your stats. 5 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds in 37 minutes of play against a very hyped up matchup, against a matchup that ESPN promoted, the Pelicans promoted, the Hornets promoted, the NBA even promoted this matchup against this is supposed to be prime time television, something that we were looking forward to. And instead of you bringing your A game, it's regular Degler, passive Lonzo that's just shooting jumpers, not attacking the rim, not really being a point guard, just being a role player. And even then, him being a role player, a 3-and-D guy, he was 1 for 8 on 3, and his defense was just like he was guarding LaMelo, and LaMelo was going off on him. So Lonzo, what are you doing? At this point, we make excuses. This person excuse, that person excuse, but come on. C. Diz says it's all Stan Van Gundy's fault. Part of it is Stan Van Gundy's fault. I'm not going to completely give it completely to Stan Van Gundy's fault, but I'm going to say that Lonzo, Stan Van Gundy's not on the court with you, Lonzo. So I can't fully blame Stan Van Gundy for this because Lonzo, Stan Van Gundy told Lonzo to be passive. And I'm the biggest Lonzo Ball supporter. I'm one of the biggest Lonzo Ball fans, but this game was an embarrassment and a letdown. I thought Lonzo was going to do his thing, but it's usual passive Lonzo. C. Diz says, because he doesn't let Zoe bring the ball up. Bro, at this point, Lonzo's got to adapt. How come Russell Westbrook can average a near triple-double every single game when he was playing when he was playing with the Thunder, when he was playing with the Rockets, even when he's playing with the Wizards, he's still able to average the same amount of stats. It doesn't matter the coach. The coach does matter a little bit. How come Chris Paul can average around the same stats no matter what team he plays against, plays with, or whatever the case is? At a certain point, Lonzo either has to wave teammates off, he has to break a play, he has to do something, because the way he's playing now, if I'm the Pelicans, why am I going to offer Lonzo even a decent contract? If another team wants him, all right, cool. That's why they drafted Nickeil Alexander-Walker. That's why they drafted Kira Lewis. They already have their replacements because they see passive Lonzo. Lonzo played 37 minutes and scored 5 points, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds. Your past first point guard is getting no assists. Your starting point guard is scoring less than 10 points again. Wasn't this supposed to be Lonzo's breakout season? We always keep saying that, oh, Lonzo needs an offseason to work out. Just watch. Lonzo got that. Lonzo got the offseason, and he's still being inconsistent. De'Aaron Will Rise says, ever since he joined the NBA, he's gotten more passive by each season. I 100% agree with you, bro. I 1000% agree with you. Lonzo's gotten more and more passive. Season after season, I feel like Lonzo's real passion is rap. I feel like what Lonzo really loves to do is rap. And basketball is just something that his father made him do. He's tall. He can pass. Basketball pays the bills. Rap is what Lonzo really wants to do. And I think I'm seeing it in his play because he's just so disengaged. He's just so out of it. I don't know. Like, this is a nationally televised game. This is a game that the fans have been waiting for so long. And then you put out a performance like this, just an performance. Like, this is probably the hardest I've been going on Lonzo, but it's deserved because these stats are just trash. Compared to your younger brother LaMelo, this is what, his 9th game in the NBA? Lonzo played 37 minutes. LaMelo only played 26 minutes, coming off the bench. And he scored 11. He had 11 rebounds, 9 assists, and 12 points. On a worse team with less talent, coming off the bench, only playing 26 minutes, he scored 12 points, 9 assists, and 11 rebounds. Your younger brother won the matchup against his older brother, who's been in the league for 4 years. How? C-Diz says that's because of injury. You talking about Lonzo? We can't use the injury card anymore because Lonzo's been in the league for 4 years at this point, and he's still playing soft. De'Aaron Will Rise says you can't force him to play aggressive. That's a fact. Why does Lonzo just play passive? You're the starting point guard. You should want to be the best player. You should feel like you're the best player. You should want to be the best point guard in the league. I feel like Lonzo's just okay being average. He's just okay just being average. Lonzo wants to be a role player. You can't, like, us as fans can't want it more than Lonzo. I can't want Lonzo to win most improved player than Lonzo himself wants to do it. I myself can't want to show the haters wrong than Lonzo. Lonzo, what happened to post my stats? Oh, well. De'Aaron will rise. He needs to want it himself. That's a fact. You can't want it more than Lonzo. I can't want it more than Lonzo. Lonzo himself, his damn self needs to want it. Bro, this is a nationally televised game, and you were playing horrible. You're playing soft. You're playing super soft. Like, let's see who else came to show up. Steven Adams, 13 points, 7 rebounds. Steven Adams does the dirty work. I'm not too worried about him. Lonzo, you played the most minutes out of everyone at 37 minutes, 5 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds. Bro, what type of game is this? Lele Show says ESPN promoted this matchup a lot. Lonzo, you on TV against your baby brother. You should have played brother. Lele, I couldn't have said it better myself. How is it that this game was broadcasted on national television on ESPN? They did even a little brother segment. They interviewed you. They interviewed LaMelo. They did this whole segment. It's been this whole thing where, oh, we got the Van Gundy brothers and we got the Ball brothers and we got this and that. And Lonzo on nationally televised. You should play hard every game, regardless if it's nationally televised or not. But you're supposed to bring your A game when it's nationally televised. And with all the hype and promotion that ESPN put into this matchup, the NBA put into this matchup, the Pelicans put into this matchup, the Hornets put into this matchup, the fans and the fan pages put into this matchup, for you to play like the Lonzo we've seen all these other seasons is crazy. It's crazy. Lonzo, what happened to you finally had an off season to work on your game? What what happened to post my stats next season? What happened to I'm gonna prove the haters wrong? What Lonzo, where you at? Because you're playing soft again. C Dez says, can Melo be better than Jordan? All right, see, now the fandom is getting kind of crazy. Can LaMelo? I think LaMelo can be a top point guard in the league, but now you're comparing LaMelo to the GOAT. It's Michael Jordan. Like, come on. Like, no, Melo. I mean, you never know, but like, no, come on. Let's not get on the hype train too early. Mixed Goated says Lonzo is going to be a Ricky Rubio if he does not improve. I feel like him missing shots affects him mentally, and he doesn't use his athleticism or anything. Yo, bro, I couldn't have said that better myself. Lonzo Ball's on the path to being a journeyman. He's literally on the path to being a journeyman. He is playing like I almost did a video based off Lonzo's ceiling, Jason Kidd, Lonzo's floor, Ricky Rubio. Lonzo is literally playing like a Ricky Rubio type player, a player that's probably good coming off the bench, can do a couple of things, but is inconsistent, can't score, and doesn't make a real difference. I always said to myself that Lonzo doesn't care about stats. He cares about wins. But when you put up mediocre stats and your team still loses, I can't even say that. ESPN literally promoted this matchup, and Lonzo is playing soft. He's playing like he doesn't care. And again, how can we care more about this than Lonzo? Lonzo, how come you don't drive to the rim? You settle for mostly jump shots. Why? Why are you playing like a role player? Why are you just settling for mid-range shots and threes and not driving to the basket? Why are you not attacking the basket? Why isn't the ball sticking to your hand? Lonzo, why can't you keep your dribble alive more than 10 seconds? Just so it's like Lonzo's there, but he's not there at the same time. I just don't know. I was really rooting for Lonzo to win this matchup because I really wanted it to be like older brother passes the torch down to younger brother. That's how I wanted it to be. But LaMelo's already better than Lonzo. At this point, I have to admit it because Lonzo isn't showing. LaMelo put these stats up while on the bench. While playing less minutes, he outplayed his brother and won their first matchup, even though Lonzo's been in the league for 4 seasons at this point and has a way better roster than what the Hornets have. The Hornets are supposed to be under 500. Yet the Pelicans, who have Steven Adams, Brandon Ingram, Zion Williamson, Lonzo, Eric Bledsoe, Josh Hart, JJ, like, when I'm naming these names to you, you should be like, wow, on paper, the Pelicans should be a top 5 seed in the West. Why do they keep losing to sub 500 teams? They lost against the Thunder. They lost against the Pacers. Now they're losing against the Hornets. Some of this goes to Stan Van Gundy, and some of this I'm blaming on Lonzo too, because this is a contract year for you, and you're not playing like it's a contract year. You're playing soft. Mixed Goated says, what happened to his mid-range game? I saw the last few games. What happened to Stephen Curry with the 40-inch vertical? That's a great question, bro. He was shooting the mid-range. That's something that we seen in training videos during the offseason. Now his mid-range game is non-existent. What happened to all the training you did, bro? Or was that just cap? It's looking like it was just cap, to be honest with you. Stephen Curry with the 40-inch vertical. That's something that was popular when Lonzo was in UCLA, when he was balling. When Lonzo was in college, people really did. Yeah, a lot of it was cap. A lot of it was hype. But people really did believe that Lonzo really could be Stephen Curry with a 40-inch vertical. Because he was shooting at a good, even though his form was messed up, he was still shooting at a good clip. and he was being a point guard. Like people keep saying, "Oh, Lonzo can't do nothing in the half court and this and that," but no, Lonzo is still a talented point guard. It's just that when he's passive, he's just a shell of himself. He's just like a ghost. Like he's just there. Like it's almost like he's a non-factor. And it's crazy because he has so much talent. Listen, Lonzo's more athletic than LaMelo. That's something people don't want to talk about, but Lonzo's more athletic than Lonzo. He has more hop. He has more bounce. He has more muscle mass than LaMelo. And he's been in the league at this point for 4 years. So he has more experience. He's had access to coaches, training. He there's no reason why your younger brother, his 9th game in the NBA, nearly got a triple-double and outplays you coming off the bench with less minutes. With less minutes. How? His brother looks so hype and happy, and he actually puts his mind to it to be better than his brother. I agree with you, bro. I 100% agree with you. Lonzo doesn't play with a passion for the game. Lonzo's just playing soft. Why is Lonzo playing so soft? Where's the passion? It's like Lonzo's just there. That's one of the faults that I will give Lonzo is he constantly has a stoic expression on his face. His expression is constantly stoic, like he doesn't care, like it's not fun to him. Like I said, I think Lonzo's real passion is rap, and basketball is just something that he does because he's tall. His father made him do it. Basketball is just something to pay the bills, and if it was Lonzo had his choice, he would be a rapper. He would be a rapper. he plays like basketball is just a job to him. There's no passion. I don't see no desire to get better. I don't see no desire to be the best point guard in the league or to be a top point guard in the league. I just see someone that's okay. This is what the coach wants me to do. I'll just do that. I'll stand in the corner and wait for a 3-point shot. I won't control the offense. I won't facilitate. I'll just stand in the corner and wait for a 3. I'll just take bad jumpers. I won't attack the basket. I won't attack the rim. I won't stay on the offensive end. Stan Van Gundy's brother said, how many times did I see Lonzo literally at the rim and him just pass the ball? Bro, if you don't score that basket, what is you doing? Lele Show says, we want college Lonzo back. That Lonzo seems like it won't come back, but I wish it would. Lele, Miss Show, I 100% agree with you. The reason why Lonzo has so many fans, the reason why there was so much hype was because we honestly did think that, coming out of college, Lonzo was going to be that guy. All these Steph Curry and, whatever, they were a little ridiculous, but because of the hype, because of what we seen in college, we was like, Lonzo's going to be there's a reason Lonzo got drafted number 2. Some of it was hype. Some of it was LeVar talking him up, hyping him up, but a lot of it, we as fans assumed that, Lonzo was really going to be that guy when he came to the league. And his first year with the Lakers, all right, it was a bad year, but he's going to develop. We see the potential. But it's like outside of his jumper changing and his shooting improving slightly, it's still the same Lonzo. It's still the Lonzo that's passive, that doesn't attack the rim, that's just there just to be there. 47 says Lakers was bad for Lonzo. Now it's all in his head. Listen, I don't want to keep making excuses for Lonzo, but to be honest with you, I don't know if if Luke Walton has just permanently messed him up. If Alvin Gentry's incompetence the first half of last season permanently messed him up. But I don't want to make excuses or say this and that because Russell Westbrook can average a near triple-double no matter what team he goes to. Chris Paul can average the same stats and be a top 5 point guard every year in the league, regardless of what team he goes to. There's certain people that it doesn't matter what team you go to. You can blame X, Y, B, and C. You can blame the coach. You can blame the refs. You can blame other players. But at a certain point, you got to look Lonzo. Lonzo has to look in the mirror and say, why am I so damn passive? Do I not want to be a top point guard in the league? If I was the organization, would I give myself a big contract? Am I playing just like a role player? Do you give a role player a big contract? Like Lonzo's playing like he's going to be a journeyman pretty soon. Lonzo, it's all mental. I made a video on my channel saying Lonzo Ball needs the Kobe mentality. You get a chance, watch that video. This is in the summertime. This is before the season where I'm saying, yo, the only thing stopping Lonzo is Lonzo himself. If Lonzo had that same Kobe Bryant mentality, he would be a top 3-point guard in the league. He has all the tools to do it. He has the height. He has the bulk. He has the basketball IQ. He has the passing ability. So why can't Lonzo do it? Why? Why? Mixed Goated says, to be honest, Stan put Ingram at point guard so Lonzo doesn't get as many touches. See, that's why part of the reason does go on Stan Van Gundy, because before Stan even became the coach, before he knew he was going to be the coach, he said, how come Lonzo just can't be a standstill shooter and Ingram and Zion and everybody and their mama play point guard? Because Lonzo is not a pick and roll player, which is true. Lonzo's not that much of a pick and roll player. He's gotten better in the pick and roll, but he's not that much of a pick and roll player. So again, if you look at my past videos, it's going to seem like very anti-Brandon Ingram. But the thing is, if the coach is saying, yo, Brandon Ingram, I want you to be a point forward. I want you to facilitate and control the offense when you get to the half court. Brandon Ingram's just doing what the coach is telling him to do. If the coach is saying, yo, I want the ball in Lonzo's hands, I want Lonzo to control the offense and the way we play, Lonzo's going to do it. But I don't know what it is. Internet Bully says he has talent but lacks confidence. I agree with you, bro. And I think a part of me feels like Lonzo doesn't want to get injured again. I feel like the reason why Lonzo, I'm not making excuses for Lonzo, but I feel like part of the reason is Lonzo doesn't want to get injured again. I feel like because of his injury history, he shies away from contact as much as possible, which is why you see Lonzo just settling for jumpers, settling for 3-point shots, settling for mid-range. Lonzo has almost no creativity at the rim. Why he's never developed that, I don't know. Lonzo does not even want to be close to the rim. At first, I thought it was because he's afraid to shoot free throws. Now I'm thinking maybe he's afraid to be injured, but he's just going to be mediocre until he takes it to the rim. Like, Lonzo, you're what, 6'6", 6'7"? How are you that size and you're scared? You play scared at the rim. How? C. Diz says, Lonzo wins off the course, though. Yo, see this. You funny for that, bro. I don't know. And see, I don't even know if Lonzo wins off the court because, yo, Lonzo has a kid with Denise, but you can't tell me the plan was for Lonzo to have a kid his first season in the NBA. I mean, it is what it is. His baby, I don't know if they're together. His baby mother is a beautiful woman, but it's a W and an L. Mixed Goated says, I really thought when Lonzo post my shit next year too, I thought Lonzo was going to come back and go off. Mixed Goated, bro, I thought the same thing. I thought when Lonzo did that, I'm like, oh, I'm finally seeing Alonzo being aggressive. Finally, an aggressive Lonzo. Well, wait, what? Alonzo that's just not passive and stoic and looking like he doesn't even want to play basketball. And like, there's times I really question Lonzo's love and passion for the game. I really question it. I really to myself say, does Lonzo even want to play basketball? Sometimes it looks like he doesn't even want to be there. Running back 2021 says, I'm tight that Zoe doesn't use his athleticism no more. Bro, sometimes I be forgetting Lonzo has a 40-inch vertical. Yo, like, if you told me that Lonzo has an above the rim game, I would have told you, prove it. Show it to me. Has Lonzo even dunked this whole season? Barely. Like Lonzo, you have all that athleticism. Lonzo's a better athlete than LaMelo. Like this is something that people don't like get. Like LaMelo can dunk, but he doesn't have that same bounce that Lonzo has. Like Lonzo has the height, the athleticism, all these God-given talents, and he's wasting them. Because you got to admit, too, people don't realize this. People always say, oh, Russell Westbrook's one of the most athletic guards, or the fastest guards in the league. Oh, De'Aaron Fox is so fast. And, you know, and all these springy point guards are just so fast. Lonzo is, I wouldn't say he's faster, but he's almost just as fast as any one of those guys. That athleticism is going to waste. Like, Lonzo's more athletic than LaMelo. I just don't know at this point. The internet bully says the season just started, though. It's still early. They can still turn it around. You're right. The season is still early. But with this 3-game losing streak and the bench being trash, I just don't know. I just don't know. Like Steve Van Gundy, I'm not seeing any major changes to the bench. I'm not seeing him do anything really different. It's kind of, he says, yo, our transition defense sucks. Okay, we have 2 eyes. We see the transition defense sucks. We see that the bench loses the lead. The bench can't keep up. And it's like, bro, you keep doing this Eric Bledsoe, Josh Hart, JJ Redick, Zion Williams, like this crappy lineup, bro. It's not working. At a certain point, you got to do something different. Yes, they can still turn it around. But again, either Lonzo got to be with that bench unit. Brandon Ingram got to be with that bench unit. You got to stagger the minutes differently. The team has talent. Like you literally, you got Eric Bledsoe, you got Steven Adams, you got Brandon Ingram, you got Lonzo Ball, you got Zion Williamson. Yeah, you're losing to sub 500 teams, subpar teams. Seems that when we see it on the schedule, it's supposed to be easy victory. How? Running back 2021 says, I'm not going to go crazy because I seen what he was doing last season before the bubble. See, but that's the thing, bro. Lonzo's inconsistent. He's inconsistent. Like, yeah, Lonzo can put together a couple games where he shows us that, yo, he was drafted. This is the reason why he was drafted number 2. And then we get passive Lonzo. We get Lonzo that is just there. We get role player Lonzo. We get Lonzo that's afraid of the rim. Lonzo versus the rim. We get Lonzo that puts up 5 points, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds in 37 minutes of play. Lonzo, who played the most out of any Pelicans, put it at this. What type of play is this, bro? Like how? I'm just disappointed. I'm disappointed, man. Running back 2021 says, and to be honest, Lonzo does start off his seasons off slow, and then he heats up in the middle. I don't know, bro. It's a contract year. The Pelicans aren't waiting for Lonzo just to pick it up and whatever. And to be honest with you, the only reason why Lonzo picked it up last season is because the coach at the time, Alvin Gentry, he finally gave Lonzo the keys to the offense. It took Alvin Gentry way too long to start trusting Lonzo with the offense. Way too long. It was literally until the All-Star break that Alvin Gentry finally trusts Lonzo. He finally gave Lonzo the keys to the offense and let Lonzo do his thing. Before that, Lonzo was playing. He was playing how he's playing now, passive, standing in the corner, just shooting threes, not controlling the offense, whatever. And when Alvin Gentry finally trusted Lonzo, you've seen him go off. You've seen him play like a number 2 pick. In that short stretch of time, Lonzo was like a top 5, top 3 point guard in that short stretch of time. Lele Show says, what do you think Lonzo can do to improve? He has to stay aggressive. He has to stay aggressive, number 1. He has to he has to break the play. If Van Gundy is yelling at the top of his guns, oh, run this set, run this, whatever. And Lonzo, you think you can attack the basket? You think you can come up with a better play? Yo, break the play, bro. All these other point guards do it. LeBron does it all the time. Rajon Rondo does it all the time. You need to have, okay, I'm the point guard. I'm the leader of this team. Brandon Ingram might be our best player, but I'm the point guard. I control this team's offense. I direct the plays. I do all of that. So when I'm on the floor, I'm the coach I'm not only the point guard, but I'm also the coach on the floor as well. So I'm going to direct traffic. I'm going to keep the ball in my hand. I'm going to keep my dribble alive for more than 3 seconds. I'm not going to cross the half court line and just pass it to Brandon Ingram. I'm going to keep the ball in my hand. I'm going to direct traffic. I'm going to make the right play. Because Lonzo, being a pass-first point guard, only had 3 assists this game. That's a pass-first point guard. 3 assists. Whereas his brother LaMelo, let's just go to the Hornets. His brother LaMelo had 9 assists compared to Lonzo's 3. LaMelo only played 26 minutes, where Lonzo played 37 minutes. How? Mixed Goated says, I want Lonzo to go to the Knicks. I just feel like if he goes there, he's going to shine. It doesn't really matter where Lonzo goes if he plays passive. If everywhere he goes, he plays passive, it doesn't matter what the coach is. It doesn't matter what the team is. Lonzo could be on the worst team, and if he's passive, he's still going to put up the same points. He's still going to be mediocre. He's still just going to be average. And Lonzo should not be average. He should be doing way more than this. Way more. Running back 2021 says Lonzo got ice on his knees every game, so I don't know what's up with that. If y'all tell me Lonzo is hurt again, I'm assuming that's just for preparation for the game. I'm assuming that's just maintenance. I'm assuming that's to prevent injury, to keep his legs fresh. That's what I'm gonna, because I've noticed that too. That he ices it a lot, but I just assume that that's just for maintenance and him keeping up with his whatever. C Diz says rate Denise Garcia. Is that 1 out of 10? Are you giving Denise a 1 out of 10, or are you saying rate her on a scale of 1 through 10? That's Lonzo's baby mother. I won't say nothing too crazy. I think Denise Garcia is a beautiful woman. I mean, did she trap Lonzo? Yeah, but I'll give her props on her looks. I think his baby mother is a beautiful woman. Mixed Goated says LeVar needs to give Lonzo that big baller sock. LeVar needs to fuck Lonzo up. That's what LeVar needs to do. He needs to put Lonzo in a corner and he needs to fuck him up. He needs to rough Lonzo up so he can wake up. So Lonzo can wake up and score the ball. Because Lonzo's playing soft. He needs to get, how on Ball in the Family where LaMelo will have a bad game or something and LeVar will just give it to LaMelo, no chaser, just straight, just go hard on LaMelo. Lonzo needs somebody to get, what the Pelicans really need? They need a Jimmy Butler. They need a locker room villain. They need somebody that doesn't care about being friends with you. They need somebody that's going to be up in your face when there's a timeout or when you go to the locker room and say, bro, you're playing soft. You're our point guard and you scored 5 points, bro, and you played the most out of us. We lost this game because you were playing soft. If you scored more than 5 points, we would have won this game. If you were the point guard, instead of having 3 assists, you got more assists. I don't know. This was a nationally televised game and you're playing soft again. How? Mixed Goated says, imagine if LaMelo had Lonzo's athleticism. We can only wonder, because it's like Lonzo's the better athlete between the two brothers, and it's like the athleticism is wasted. It's like you're 6'7" for what? For what? All I'm asking from Lonzo is 16, 7, and 7. Listen, if Lonzo put those stats up, he would not only win most improved player, he would get that big contract, and he would shut all the haters up. And this is coming from a Lonzo supporter. But again, Lonzo is playing soft. He's playing like he don't care. He's playing like he's just happy to be in the league, and he'd rather be rapping than playing basketball. I need running back 2021 says I need at least 15. Next season, he needs 17 plus. Listen, asking Lonzo to average 15, 16 points is not crazy. Like, we already know Lonzo's not a scorer. He's never been a scorer in the league. So him scoring 15 or averaging 15 a game should not be anything too crazy. Me saying that Lonzo should at least shoot 4 free throws a game being a point guard, it should not be out of this world. Why can't Lonzo shoot at least 4 free throws a game? You're a whole point guard. Why aren't you attacking the rim, bro? Why can't you score at least 15? Nobody, that's not anything crazy. Like, you got drafted number 2 and you don't score the ball, bro. How? You don't attack the rim. It seems like you couldn't care less about scoring. How? Mix Goldis says, how is your father LeVar Ball and you not aggressive? You know what? I have a theory on that. I think that because LeVar was so aggressive, because LeVar is so loud and whatever, his sons eventually learned to tune him out. And all their aggression, LeVar just has all their aggression. Like, LeVar is like the Draymond Green of the team. You know how Stephen Curry doesn't have some super crazy aggressive personality or demeanor, or Klay Thompson? It's all concentrated in one player. LeVar Ball is like that Draymond Green, where all the team's aggression and toughness comes from that one player, and everyone else is kind of like passive. Big Time Nate says Lonzo just needs to play point guard. I feel like because Lonzo playing spot up is not helping, nor the team. Yeah, bro, it's not helping at all. I think that there may come a point in the season where Stan Van Gundy says, fuck it. You know, Lonzo, you're going to run the offense. I'm just going to have a game where you're the main ball handler. You control the offense. You facilitate the offense. And this whole Brandon Ingram as a point forward and, you know, pick and roll with Brandon Ingram and Steven Adams, or pick and roll with Brandon Ingram and Zion Williamson. Nah, fuck that. Lonzo, I'm going to trust you, and we're just going to test it out for a game. Stan Van Gundy, just do that, and I promise you the Pelicans will win. I feel like maybe this passiveness is coming from Lonzo not getting his way, perhaps. Not to make excuses for Lonzo, but maybe that's what it is. Because I can't for the life of me understand why he's playing so soft. Lele Show says, do you think Jello would play better when one day if he goes against LaMelo? Well, for one thing, I feel like Jello got to make it to the league. for one, it's debatable if he will make it to the league. I think he has enough talent to do it. But I don't know. I honestly don't know. So far, Lonzo's playing soft, and LaMelo is. Everyone's been saying LaMelo will be the best ball brother. I've held on to the idea that Lonzo will always be the best ball brother, and LaMelo will just score more points and be more flashy. But after this performance, LaMelo coming off the bench, LaMelo nearly scored a triple-double, his 9th game in the NBA, only playing 26 minutes, who thoroughly outplayed his brother, who's been in the league for 4 years, is starting and played 37 minutes. And he thoroughly outclassed him. Thoroughly. It's not even close. I thought this was going to be a great showdown, brother against brother, versus. But yet he played soft. Mixed Golded says, my favorite game Lonzo had was when he played against the Mavs with 7 threes. My favorite game that Lonzo had is when he played against the Spurs, where Lonzo shot like 4 or 5 threes against the Spurs. I don't know if you guys remember that game, but that was my favorite game from Lonzo, because this shot was still messed up and he was aggressive. And he was making 3 after 3 after 3 in the Spurs' face. And even the commenters were like, I thought Lonzo couldn't shoot. No, I think Greg Popovich said, I thought Lonzo couldn't shoot. My second favorite game from Lonzo was when they played against the Warriors. No, it was Steve Kerr that said that. Steve Kerr said the scouting report said this kid can't shoot. And that's when they beat the Warriors. Mix Goda said, or the triple double against the Clippers. That's a big fact. That's a big fact. Son O Israel says, LOL, yeah, let's start there. Help gotta make it first. Yeah, facts. And he says Jello. So hey, I don't want this to be too anti-Lonzo. I don't want this to seem like I'm just some sort of hater against Lonzo. Lonzo's my favorite player. Even after this game, he's still my favorite player. But he makes it hard to defend him. He makes it hard to Lonzo just makes it hard just to be a Lonzo fan. Like, it's like a roller coaster. Lonzo will take you on this high where he has a string of great games, and then Lonzo will take you on this low where he just plays like booty. He just plays like trash. And it's tough being a fan when your favorite player is just so inconsistent. Your favorite player is so passive. Your favorite player plays like he doesn't even want to play on the team. Like, you question his love for the game. And if you have to question somebody's love for the game, that's just horrible. Because it's like, damn, bro, all that athleticism, all that talent, all that hype just for you to just be just average, mediocre, play like a role player. It's sad. Like, if you not going to be aggressive, at least throw some full. Yeah, that's the thing, too. I feel like the passes are not even as crisp as they were last season. In my recent memory, I can only think of one time during the season where Lonzo connected with to Zion on a lob, where they had one of their patented lob passes, half-court passes, only happened once this season. Once. Zion's playing. It's like everyone's regressed almost. Zion is not playing to the level that I thought he was going to play like he did last season. Lonzo's playing like he's played for the last 4 years that he's been in the league. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing that Zoe Zion connection like we seen last season. It was just average. Big Time Nate says, yeah, if Lonzo could be consistent and also win games, I really feel like he can make some real moves. Let's just hope he turn it around later in the season, though. 100. Bro, Lonzo is my favorite player. That's my hope. But Lonzo, I remember Charles Barkley said something very proficient to me, very profound. And he said, usually by year 2, we know what type of player you're going to be in the league. And I feel like at year 4, do we as fans have to accept that this is who Lonzo is? That we can't want it more than Lonzo wants it himself? That Lonzo, maybe he is just average. He's just an okay basketball player. He'll never be good. He'll never be great, but he'll just be average and okay. That is us fans' big expectations on Lonzo, that he's playing like this, that our expectations are just too high for him. That maybe being drafted number 2 and all of that made him regress. Maybe that this is just who he is as a basketball player. Gonna be inconsistent and passive and have no offensive motor. I've never seen a basketball player like Lonzo who has close to no offensive motor. Like, you couldn't pay Lonzo to be aggressive on the offensive side of the ball. I seen somebody say the reason why Lonzo plays so good on the defensive end is because he's using no energy on. The reason why Lonzo plays so good on the defensive end is because he's using no energy on the offensive end. Lonzo's literally just playing. He's playing. You know how they say there's 2-way players in the NBA? Lonzo's playing one way, just defense and threes. And even so far this season, his defense has just been It's just been okay. Like, picking somebody up full court isn't great defense to me. Like, he's having a hard time staying in front of people, and his offense is inconsistent per usual. Mix Goated says, I'm gonna say I'm never gonna lose hope in Lonzo. I know he's gonna get right and change his game for the better. Bro, it's been four seasons, bro. Lonzo's in his 4th year. Will you still be saying that in his 5th year? his 6th year, will I still be defending Lonzo his 6th year, 7th year, saying that he just needs another offseason? Oh, just wait. Oh, Lonzo, like, I feel like no other NBA player gets as many excuses as Lonzo. So I feel myself catching myself when I'm like, why am I making excuses for a player that's making millions of dollars, been playing basketball his whole life? But when he gets on the floor, he plays soft, he plays passive, he plays just eh. And I'm like, damn, why is Lonzo my favorite player if he just plays just eh? Lonzo just plays eh. Mixed Goated says, I feel like when Lonzo has more hair, he plays better. I don't even think that's necessarily true, bro, because Lonzo had a fro, he had his hair braided, and he was still playing passive. He was still playing passive. He was still not attacking the rim. He was still not getting fouls. He was still not getting to the free throw line. He's still, like, the thing with Lonzo that I've noticed this season is he'll get hot the first quarter. The first quarter, he's aggressive. The first quarter, he'll make a three, or maybe he'll make a layup. And then for the next 3 quarters, he's nowhere to be found. Lonzo's assists have been horrible. They've been trash. They simply been trash. They haven't been good. I just don't know what it is. I honestly don't know what it is. He's just been playing soft. Lonzo, you're my favorite player, but you gotta do something, bro. Because this game on nationally televised, this game that was hyped up from ESPN, the Pelicans, the Hornets, the NBA itself, this was supposed to draw in a lot of viewers, and you lost the showdown against your younger brother when I assumed that you were going to win the showdown against your younger brother. But of course, it's just been booty. At this point, Lonzo, I haven't given up on you. You're still my favorite player, but I'm kind of just accepting you for who you are. Because it's your 4th season in the league. You had an off season to work on your game. Yeah, the coach says you should be you're not going to really run the offense like that, but I don't care, bro. If you got to break a play, if you got to wave teammates off, bro, you're in a contract year. This is the year you got to be selfish. You got to put up stats. I don't care about, Lonzo doesn't care about stats. He cares about winning. Bro, the team's losing and you're putting up mediocre stats. Your stats are horrible and the team's record is horrible as well. Stop playing story, bro. Stop playing soft. Lele Show says this should be a wake-up call. This should have been a wake-up call. The wake-up call shouldn't happen now. This being Lonzo's 4th year, he should have been woke up. When Lonzo went on Twitter and said, post my stats next season, they're going to post, ESPN is going to post these stats. Oh, the Ball Brothers showdown. Oh, Lonzo scored 5 points and had 3 assists. And he played 37 minutes. Playing soft. Soft. Mixed Goated says, I like Alvin better than Gundy. It might be too soon for that, bro. It might be too soon for that. Alvin Gentry last season, especially when they went on that 13-game losing streak, I've seen some major incompetence. Major. I think Stan Van Gundy's a better coach, but they're both doing the same shit where Lonzo just a role player and we don't trust Lonzo with the full court offense or the half court offense. And it's like, yo, let Lonzo run the offense. Just let him run the offense. Gentry said, all right, fuck it. I'll let Lonzo run the offense. And he started winning games. And Lonzo had the best stretch of his whole career. He was playing the best basketball of his career. So I don't know. Running back 2021 says, that just shows you there's a problem in this team right now. Even in Lonzo's worst ever game, he had assists and boards. Not all his stats are low. It's not completely his fault. I agree with you, bro. Because even when certain games where the team was losing, Lonzo was still getting his assists. He was getting his boards. maybe he was scoring like 7 points or, he was scoring under 10 points, but the assists were there, the rebounds were there, the defense was there. The things that don't show up on the stat sheet in terms of effort, basketball IQ, passing, all of those were there. Now this season, it seems like Lonzo is just a turnover machine. The defense is just and the scoring fluctuates. One day Lonzo will score 15, the next day he'll score 5. Lonzo's still playing soft. I'd appreciate it if Lonzo didn't play soft. Mixed Goated says, how do you put Bledsoe, Zion, and Steven Adams on the same court at the same time? Like, where is his spacing? You can't rely on Lonzo and Ingram to shoot. Bro, that's the realest shit that I've seen in a minute. And it's something that I've said as well. Even the announcers said that, where is the spacing? Where you should be treating Zion like you treat Giannis Antetokounmpo. You should be treating Zion like Giannis. Why wouldn't you give Zion a whole bunch of 3-and-D players? Why? Like, the only people that can shoot are Lonzo and Brandon Ingram. Eric Bledsoe's not a shooter. Why wouldn't you get a shooter in the offseason? Why wouldn't you get a whole bunch of shooters in the offseason? Now, Steven Adams isn't a shooter. People are saying, oh, we need to stretch 5. We need to stretch 5. No, we don't. Steven Adams is okay. If everyone else can shoot besides Zion and Steven Adams, that's straight. But Eric Bledsoe is not a shooter. Brandon Ingram, you don't want him to. You want Brandon Ingram to slash, get to spots on the floor, and shoot his mid-range shot. And you want Lonzo to facilitate the offense, run the offense, direct traffic, get to the rim, and shoot. So, yeah, part of it goes to the Pelicans organization. Part of it is the staff, and the part of it is Lonzo. That's the thing, though. I'm not mad with the Steven Adams pick. And in terms of a stretch 5, that's what they got Nicole Melli for. Melli's been playing his first season. I kind of liked Melli. He didn't put up the stats, and he was inconsistent, but I've seen the potential. This season, it's like everybody regressed. I don't know what it is. JJ Redick's on a shooting slump. Melli's almost unplayable. Jackson Hayes has regressed. Lonzo's still playing passive. I don't know. I don't know. Imagine they traded Drew for Karis LeVert and Jarrett Allen. Yo, the thing is, though, I think that they just try to maximize their value for Drew Holiday. And with the picks and what they were able to do with trading George Hill, getting Steven Adams, all the picks that they got the best deal for Drew Holiday. So they did their thing in terms of that regard. Honestly, this was a bad game from Lonzo. LaMelo thoroughly outplayed his brother. Thoroughly. There's no question about that. LaMelo outplayed his brother, Lonzo. Nobody can argue against that. He did. As sad as it is to say for me, but LaMelo did outplay his brother. And LaMelo might already be better than Lonzo, considering the fact that it's LaMelo's 9th game in the league. And LaMelo he's coming off the bench, and he nearly gave you a triple-double. Coming off the bench. I don't know. Mixed Goated says, I feel like they let Zoe walk and move on with non-Kira. Bro, they disrespected Lonzo something crazy. I'm going to make this point now, and I hope people take notice, right? I'll do a video on this later. Remember in Golden State when they had this dude, they had Monte Ellis on the Golden State Warriors, and then they drafted Stephen Curry, and Monte Ellis said that, how's a backcourt with me and Steph Curry going to work? And then they got Monte Ellis the fuck out of there. The same thing is going to happen with Lonzo. When Lonzo got traded to the New Orleans Pelicans and they drafted Nickeil Alexander-Walker, I was like, wait, hold up. You used a pretty high draft pick to draft Nickeil Alexander-Walker? Do you not have no faith in Lonzo Ball? And then this season, they drafted Kira Lewis, another point guard. So I'm like, wait a minute. You have Eric Bledsoe, you have Lonzo Ball, you have Kira Lewis, and you have Nickeil Alexander-Walker, whose primary position is to play the point guard spot. What in the world is going on here? You got 4 or 5 players that play the same position. Seems like you don't have much faith in your starting point guard. Seems like Lonzo is very expendable. Seems like these other point guards that you have with Nickeil Alexander-Walker and Kira Lewis have very team-friendly deals. And you don't want to pay Lonzo the money that he's due. You don't believe in Lonzo. So when the time comes, you're going to see when Lonzo and Rich Paul come to the table and say, hey, we want that max contract, or we want that mid-level or big contract, they're going to say, well, Lonzo, you're averaging 7 points. You're averaging, 4 assists and 5 rebounds. Does that sound like a contract we're signing to you? The answer is no. So, Lonzo, if another team wants you, you can go, and we'll just upgrade Nickeil Alexander-Walker to the starting point guard spot, and Kira Lewis will come off the bench because we don't want to pay you. We don't believe in you, and you were just a plus to the Anthony Davis trade. Brandon Ingram and the draft picks were really what we really wanted, and Zoe, you were just to add on there to sweeten the deal. Honestly, Mix Golded says, I want them to get Sadiq Bey or Aaron Nesmith with the 13th pick. Man, all I want them to do, the Pelicans organization, is just be somewhat competent. You should have gotten shooters. You shouldn't have had Eric Bledsoe. Eric Bledsoe is playing better than he did in the beginning of the season. But you should never have gotten Eric Bledsoe. The team needed shooters. The Steven Adams pickup was a good pickup. But the Eric Bledsoe, you didn't get no shooters, and you got Eric Bledsoe, another point guard. Sometimes I don't know what David Griffin is thinking. I honestly don't know. He's acting like a bird brain sometimes. Big Time Nate says, of course Lonzo needs to be aggressive, but with the Pelicans, with B.I., Bledsoe, and Zion, and Zoe, I feel like Zoe needs his own team like the New York Knicks where he can put up shots and he needs to put up freely. I actually agree with you, bro, because there's too many people trying to play the point guard spot. This is what happened Lonzo's second year in the league when LeBron came, where you had Lance Stevenson, who was the point guard. You had Rajon Rondo, who's the point guard. LeBron James is the point guard. Like, it's like, yo, you got too many people and one ball. Too many point guards and one ball. You don't need so many ball handlers. You don't need this person running the offense and this person and this person being a point forward, and you don't need all of that. Like, you just need one person to facilitate the offense and be a point guard. Like, if Chris Paul was playing with the Pelicans, you wouldn't be seeing this nonsense happen. If Russell Westbrook was playing with the Pelicans, you would still see him averaging a triple-double. Certain people, doesn't matter what team they go to, who's the coach, they're just going to put up their points. So, yeah, Lonzo needs to be aggressive. But, again, Lonzo can be on a trash team, but if the mentality is still the same, if the coach is saying, well, we want the offense to do this and that, and you don't break plays, you don't direct traffic, you don't put the ball in your hands and decide what's going to happen with the ball, you don't will your team to a victory, you don't show that leadership, you're not the coach on the floor, I don't know what it is at a certain point. At a certain point, it is what it is. Mixed Goated says they should have kept George Hill. I agree so, too. George Hill should have been like their sixth man. They should have tried to flip Eric Bledsoe for like maybe Lou Will or somebody else and kept George Hill as a solid bench guy who's going to lead the offense who's going to lead the bench instead of Eric Bledsoe or this messed up lineup that they have. So, again, LaMelo wins the matchup against his brother. It was it was a sad game to watch. It was nationally televised, and Lonzo just didn't show up. He didn't show up. He underperformed, and he disappointed. It's early in the season, but I'm still seeing the inconsistent Lonzo. all this talk about most improved player and post my stats next season and this and that was cap. I'm seeing the same Lonzo that I've seen in 4 seasons. I'm just disappointed. And maybe this is who Lonzo is as a player. It is what it is. Mixed Goated says Josh Hart is underrated. He's a great rebounder and a good shooter. He should start over Bledsoe. People have been saying that for a long time. People have been saying that Josh Hart should start. I think that Stan Van Gundy should stop being so stubborn and try to experiment and do different things with the lineup, because so far it's just not working. What he's doing right now is not working. It's not. The team is going to be under 500, and I'm getting that 13-game losing streak vibe. Right now, we're on a 3-game losing streak, but the way they're playing now, it could easily be 13-game losing streak. And honestly, could be just a 13-game losing streak. So, yeah, should Josh Hart start? Yeah, Josh Hart should start. He should start over Eric Bledsoe. The only thing is they might say that Eric Bledsoe is making too much money for Josh Hart to start over him, which I think is ridiculous, but it is what it is. So Lonzo is playing soft. He's still playing passive. LaMelo completely outshined and overplayed his brother, even though Lonzo played more minutes than any Pelicans, even though LaMelo was coming off the bench and only played 26 minutes, even though Lonzo has been in the league for 4 years, he's still playing soft. He's still playing just blah. Still playing passive and still playing soft. It is what it is at this point. But it's your boy for all to envy. If you tuned in so far, please like, comment, subscribe. I talk all things Lonzo Ball. I talk all things LaMelo Ball, LiAngelo Ball, Pelicans, Charlotte Hornets. You agree with me, you disagree with me, let me know in the comments below. Again, subscribe if you want to see more Lonzo Ball, or if you like basketball related things. I talk all things basketball as well. So if you like those things, please hit that subscribe. This was a disappointing loss for me because it's just passive Lonzo and the team's on a 3-game losing streak. Them playing like this, I don't know how they're going to make it to the playoffs. They're losing against teams that they should be beating. It is what it is. Mixed Goated says, I love this channel. Keep up the good work. Bro, I appreciate the words of encouragement. I'm going to keep going hard, man. I followed a lot of Ball Brothers or just pages like that in general. And I always said that, Lonzo's my favorite player in the NBA. I watch all Pelicans games. I watch Ball in the Family. Like, I'm such a big supporter of Lonzo because his game is so beautiful. That basketball IQ is there. That passing is there. That athleticism is there. When Lonzo's aggressive, he's a top point guard in the league. I just hate when he plays soft because it's like such a waste. It's such a waste. It really is such a waste. But I appreciate all the words and encouragement. I'm about to hop off now. It's been over an hour, but again, this was a disappointing game, and I think LaMelo is already better than Lonzo at this point. I was trying to hold off on that opinion, but if your brother who played less minutes than you coming off the bench thoroughly outplays you, nearly drops a triple-double on your head, you're still playing inconsistent, your 4th year in the league, when this is supposed to be a contract year, when you're supposed to be winning or trying to win most improved player. It is what it is. But Mixed Goated, everyone in the chat, everyone that subscribed to the channel, thank you. I appreciate you all. I'll be dropping a video tomorrow giving another breakdown and analysis of the game. So stay tuned for that. Envy Gang, I appreciate all of you. I'm out, guys. See you next time.